Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time to talk about something that I breezed over in the spoilers because I didn't confirm this. However, now I have. Let me reintroduce you to Hidetsugu, the only card in the set that's going to have this treatment. So they're referring to it by the nickname Neon Ink, but really it's a foiling method, a new foiling method that we haven't seen yet, that is supposed to make the cards look like they're glowing neon colors. So it probably sends the light left and right maybe, or I feel like that would only work with fog. I don't know. I saw a gif of this. It didn't look too great. You could do some weird stuff with some high spectrum blue, but that's still like an emanating source. So I don't know about this. And I would say that I'll judge it when I see it, but I'm not going to, and here's why. So first of all, the yellow one, what do we have there? Well, that's going to be another WPN Premium Store only exclusive, just like the lands. Sounds like how they give them out is up to them. I think a store that big wouldn't risk just directly selling them online, but it's not like I've never seen 40 Fatal Push promos go up right before FNM, 2 days before. What a weirdly specific number. So yeah, a lot of shady stores out there. I think that's why they did premium only, because they could police them pretty good. And they constantly ask them for like their sales data and stuff. So yeah, okay, whatever. It just takes them out of my hands because I sure as heck don't know of any store that big around me. But then you've got the blue, green, and red, which are 3 different rarities, which is why I titled this what I did. So we've now got color version rarities, I guess, which I'd like to say they've never done before. I mean, remember when they did like the 4 to 6 different versions of cards from that one Unset? Like, not even just the printing. I mean, sometimes it was the artwork and the printing, or just the printing, or both, or inconsistent. Like, they had Very Cryptic Command. That's one I always use as an example. 1 out of the 5 had black and white art. And that was it. The rest were, I think, the same. And I think on some of them they changed the artwork in all of them. So then they fragmented it, but they were equal rarity. And I know because I opened quite a bit of it. So first thing they said was these are all collector's boosters exclusive. So you won't even get them in the set boosters. But that's no surprise there. Why they can't just do a box topper inside the box? I don't know. Too easy. They want this to be a whale hunt. But they said fewer than 1% of collector's boosters have a neon ink card in it. So one of the 3. And you can remember by RGB, red, green, blue. Red is the rarest, blue is the least rare. I think I already said that. But even the blue is pretty rare. So I got some unofficial numbers that might be official numbers. I think they claimed it was a leak. It came with some other information that's not public, let's put it that way. But you might have noticed Wizards kind of confused the issue. Well, fewer than 1% of collector's boosters have, I think, a neon ink card is how they phrased it. Which seems to imply that cumulatively, with all 3, you're still not going to pull them in more than 1% of collector's boosters. And they didn't say 1%, they said fewer than 1%. They said it's roughly half, so blue, and then twice as rare green, and then twice as rare red. I'm hearing 841, which means that the red is twice as rare as they said it was, but I think he said approximately. Well, that's approximately, double what you just said for the rarity, so if you're wondering what I mean by 841, for every 8 blue ones that exist, 4 green ones exist and 1 red one exists. So if you open a red one, I mean, people are talking about like $1,000+ potentially. I mean, look at those reverse ones, the backwards cards. Those things were going for, well, the first one went for $5,000. I feel like that was high, but I could see somebody dropping like 300 on it, couldn't you? I mean, 100 serialized is just such a crap card, and it's backwards, it's a fake printing error. I don't go for it. But last I heard, which is pretty out of date, only 2 have been found. And I think I made this joke before, but I at least said it on Discord and people thought it was funny. If you get number 69, just don't even post it online. Just go straight to Rudy from Alpha Investments and just have him throw a number out there because Rudy is Rudy. So this is either a blind estimate or actual leaked numbers from Wizards, or confirmed, or it's in the notes, or it was mailed to WBN stores, or it was already publicly said to distributors. I don't know. All I'm saying is these numbers might not be true, but what I'm seeing is you would need to open around 162 packs, which is around 13.5 boxes to get one single low rarity one. Yeah, the blue one. So that's like almost $4,000. Of course, you get other cards in the boosters. So not saying that one blue card is worth $4,000. I would think these are a couple hundred. I have no idea. And that's on the top end. But you never know. I mean, if a red one went over 1,000, I wouldn't be that surprised. So going with, I guess, the 841 rule, I assume there's the reason the person said that. Maybe I just heard it wrong. I thought they said half, 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 which would be 421, but whatever the ratio is on Rarity, assuming it's 841, you're looking at like almost $8,000 worth of packs to get a green one, and around a little over $30,000 worth of packs to get one red one. Yeah, it looks like 324 packs, and then if the numbers are to be believed, right around 1,300 packs you'd have to open at like $24 to $25 a piece. So that's not going to happen. The real question is what I'm wondering is how many of these red cards are going to be floating around, like total. But how many of these do you think they run off? I mean, worldwide, or even just in English. I'm not going to say, oh, there's only going to be like 10 reds out there. I have no idea. They've suppressed the print numbers ever since, like 5-6 years ago. Which is funny, because sitting right next to me on my couch, I was just going through paperwork. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep this just for lulz. I have like a pallet print number with the whole work order on it. I don't even remember what set this was. I probably shouldn't even say. But it's like XX of X, and we know how much are on a pallet and in a case. So I know the entire initial print run volume because they forgot to unglue it from a box. Oh, remember, I used to have a store, in case you totally missed the context on that one. We were not in the WPN system. We primarily did something else, but I also sold Magic cards. I was pretty high volume, sold mostly online. And even after I moved, I still had to pull a gun on 2 people, and I just narrowly missed a psychopath who went berserk in the restaurant next door. He did the crackhead triathlon, as I call it, which is do meth, okay, get on a bus to travel across about 5 states as you do, and then just start throwing chairs at people in a restaurant after coming to my front door according to my cameras. One of the many reasons I closed. So, I mean, yeah, these chase cards are kind of funny. It would be fun to, get this ultra long shot ridiculous thing. I think the red one is like more rare than a rainbow rare in Pokemon, but I think those numbers vary too. But it's probably close. Maybe on a per pack, not on a per dollar, but I don't know. Max Mofo obviously spent a lot of money getting his Rainbow Charizard. And then I think that was only worth like, what, 300 to 800 or something? I think that was Australian. I've seen Rainbow Trainers go as low as like $40-$50 too. So I don't know. I can't imagine what these are worth. I think even the blue one's going to be like wild. The green one, since it's in the middle, it's like, who's going to want it? It'll be just above blue. Like if you're going to pay for the more higher rarity, you're going to go for red. I don't know who would just settle for green and be like, oh, I bought the mid one because you're either like oh, look, I have one guy, or you're I spent the most money because I wanted the rarest and wanted the best because I'm a douchebag who likes to show off guy. I don't see a market for the green one. Maybe investors will buy them. I don't know. I have no idea. So like I said, these rarity numbers are not set in stone. They were just kind of sent to me by someone. It could have been an internet rumor. They didn't back it up with any evidence, but it does roughly match with what they said on the live stream. So I'm thinking even if somebody made these up, they're pretty close based on what they said, which is less than 1%. And then we know the cost of the packs, and then they said half, half, half. So yeah, it is what it is. I think it's a lottery thing, but like, it's not like, like every 10, 20, 30 packs, I'm going to open something really crazy, which I think every other box was about what you got for the masterpieces. So, like, you couldn't really count on it, but you could. Like, you go to an event, probably, like, 2, 3, 4 people are going to open one, You go to a pre-release, 1 or 2 people probably going to get one. So it's not just like, oh, I wish, where people just dismiss it like the Powerball, But this might be. And I think that keeps it from being like, oh, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. Oh, maybe I'll win 2-1 on this one. No, it's a standard set. You're going to lose almost everything you open. So I don't think people are going to buy these saying, maybe I'll get the Hidetsugu, especially with it being like $24 a pack. I mean, it's not, the $3.99 a pack ones. So it's kind of like the collective value, and it can swing like crazy because usually there's like 3 or 4 really good slots in the collector's booster somewhere in it, and then you get like the rest are foils and stuff, but So a lot of variants already, but I don't think people will be like, oh, I'm going to keep opening until I open one of these, because it's not going to happen. You'll have to open like a case. And even that's not guaranteed, okay? Remember in Pokemon, you're guaranteed like 1 ultra rare or whatever in a certain amount per box if you buy a full sealed box. Yeah, no, these are all over the place. So if you do combine the rarities on all 3, the odds go up a little bit, obviously, but it's still less than 1%, which means if you bought 100 packs, you are less likely to open one than not. Which, $24 a pack, 100 plus, yeah, I don't think people are going to be like, yeah, we need to open packs until I hit one. You're going to run out of money first. you would hit the daily limit on your debit card or credit card before you get one of these. But if somebody's just like, oh, I got paid this week, I got a little extra money, I did this, did that, whatever. I'm going to buy 1 pack. I'm going to buy 3 packs. My place is a sale. I can get 3 for, I was going to say 90. That's a terrible deal. 3 for 60. And then you open one, you're like, oh my God, I've got like $1,000. Like, I don't know, probably at least 100, I would think. I mean, the red one, God, I can't even imagine that being 100 or 200. It's got to be higher than that. And because of the new foil, it's almost impossible to counterfeit until they adapt to it, and they might only do this once, which means that the counterfeiters might not even bother. Plus, you flood the market with even like 30 of these, the market's going to notice. It's going to be like, where did these come from and why do you have that many? So I am definitely going to report on the prices on these, because that's the number one thing people are wondering is, what is the price? Also, do they even have the colors and rarities correct? Because you might notice it's in descending order. It goes 432, 431, 430, 429, which is weird because they're variations of the same card. They usually give them numbers, but I think above the limit they do and then below they don't or something. I don't know. Or flip cards had the same. I don't know. But wouldn't you think like higher rarity, higher number? I don't know. Maybe not. Wouldn't be the first time Wizards put up misinformation, but hey, if you pull one, I'd say get excited, let everyone know, and take a picture, or like don't, because you'll get robbed in the parking lot. But what do you guys think of this? I didn't distinctly say what my opinion is on this yet, because I wanted to give you time to scroll down to the comment section and type it, but well, 3, 2, 1, you're out of time. They can do whatever they want as long as I don't need to buy it to play. I bet you the regular version of this card, which doesn't even look playable in any deck I have, would be like $2. Cool, I'll buy that one. Occasionally when I get way too excited about a $15 deck, I'll foil it out for like $40. At this point, I don't even buy foils anymore. I'm just waiting on them to go to etched permanently because it's unacceptable the state my decks are in. I can't even play with them. Those curly boys can't even be shuffled. It is ridiculous. Foils are defective garbage, and ever since my friend taught me to play, he will trade a foil for a non-foil. So I can just sit back and be like, I don't have to buy it. They're not forcing me to buy it. Unlike, remember when they put constructed grade cards and then said they weren't constructed grade competitive cards, but they put them in the Planeswalker decks? Then they put them in the gift packs, which, have you looked up the prices on those lately? That I take a big issue with because that affects me and I need those cards. I mean, even making that stupid Nexus crap, which I would never play, but still, making that a promo. Well, awfully hard to do a second run of that, isn't it? And we needed a second run of that, despite Mark saying that they are more prevalent and more were printed than Mythics. But who opens them? It's 1 per box and it's distributed across the whole world. And they weren't guaranteed 1 per box. They were WPN only. So as soon as you start taking cards that are standard legal and saying this is the only place you can get them, that's where I have an issue. I don't need any of these colored ones to play at all. I will buy the regular one, not even foil, and not give a crap. So everybody can have these ultra rare, collectible, whatever. I'm not going to walk up to a rich person and yell at them for spending 20 grand on a painting. So if they want to drop however many hundreds these end up being, it doesn't affect me and I don't care, except that I might open one. So it does affect me, but only in a positive way. And even if I don't open one, it still affects me in a positive way, because what if 1 to 2% of the value of a collector's booster pack is these cards, is the contribution from these? In fact, I believe it was either 19 or 29. I think it was 19. 19% of the value of a given BFZ pack was the masterpieces, the lands, expeditions. My God, these names and the changes. So that means that if I didn't give a crap about those and didn't open any, it didn't matter, because all I had to do was buy singles, and they were roughly 20% cheaper. So every single in the set, because people are opening so much of it, were suppressed because they're like, oh, I got all my value out of the masterpieces, I can sell those. Yeah, you want to sell to the whales and irresponsible people and rich people and make my game cheaper, that's fine. I don't think these will have that big of an impact, but you never know. Some rich jerk might go full Willy Wonka on it and open 1,000 cases of Wonka bars to get the golden ticket, so that their brat daughter can go on the tour of the Wonka factory. Who knows, but I hope they get all blues and then 1 green. But the one downside is just if it doesn't affect me, I don't care, except I don't like the whole, it's literally just legalized gambling for kids, because that's bad patterns, problematic. You guys know I for lack of a better term, rip off casinos quite often. I just use their math against them and play games that have multipliers left on them and scan and take advantage of promos and all that, all that other crap. I don't like count cards or anything. But boy, do I see a lot of people there that like lose a grand, look really pissed and look like they can't afford it. I'm like, those people have problems. I wonder if they started opening Pokemon or Magic the Gathering cards as a kid. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Arguably, loot boxes are worse, but these are tangible and they can't restrict you or require an ID or country lock it or delete your digital goods, and you can sell them a lot easier. So the whole ultra rare, ooh, I won, ooh, jackpot, like kind of crap, but these are roughly equivalent, I would think, to the hidden treasures or artifacts or whatever the heck they called those in original Zendikar, where they just bought up a bunch of Power 9 and threw them into random packs at a rate of like, 1 in 2,000 or some ridiculous rate. And then like some longtime players are like, oh my God, I opened it, ooh, $1,000. And then like little kids are opening them, like, what is this? And then everybody around them's like screaming. I heard stories. It's kind of cool if like it gets so rare that you can't count on it or expect it, which is why I threw that out there for the Masterpiece rarity. Now, Masterpieces, I think they did encourage people to buy an irresponsible amount of packs just for that one reason. And then kind of co-justify it with, oh, but Full Art Land, which to this day is worth about 21 cents, which is about what they were worth when BFZ cycled out. In fact, I think they were 19. Oh boy, appreciation. So that's my one issue with it is like, if a kid opens like one pack once, which this is so not a kid product, it's almost $25 retail, but I don't know, kids got allowance, they do work, whatever, and they like one time like, oh my God, I made $500,000. That might be enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna keep opening forever, bury the whole 1,000 and have a problem, develop a whole complex over it. Because in my opinion, all the schools in America and pretty much abroad don't teach math well enough or probability well enough to explain why that's a terrible idea. I mean, the number of people buying scratch offs should be 0. Even I get one about once every 2-3 months, every other time I fill up my gas tank and I work from home. Oh, and on St. Patrick's Day, because it's a joke about me being Irish, which I'm between like 0 and 5% Irish. But other than that, I mean, it's kind of like a little thing. And I think stores would stop selling to kids if they're like, my God, you're like 12 and you're $200 deep. What the hell? I'm cutting you off. You're over the legal limit. But hopefully the government doesn't crack down on it. I think the store owners and the community can kind of self-police it, and the parents. It's called parenting. Come on. And plus, if a kid loses all their money, they ain't getting evicted. You know what I mean? Well, it depends on their parents. But that's all I got to say about that. What do you guys think about the rarity? And I'll see you guys next time.